Hey guys, Greg here. I recently made a video about buying a new home in Tokyo, Japan. And I presented figures of median household incomes for the United States and for Canada, and those figures weren't quite right, and I'll tell you why. But I should also point out that the reason I looked into this is because I saw a comment saying figures are wrong. Median income in the US is now below 30 grand. And I thought to myself, no, that can't even be close to true. The median household income, it couldn't have dropped that low in such a short period of time. Now, the median individual income, yeah, maybe that is below 30,000. I haven't checked this, so I can't tell you. But what I did find out is actually the median household income in US dollars is actually much higher than the figures that I stated. But how did I get the numbers wrong? I mean, I did look at sources. The reason I got it wrong is something called purchasing power parity. I'm going to try to explain it, but I feel I might do it horribly wrong, so please don't be afraid to comment and let me know that I did, in fact, get it super wrong. But basically, let's pretend that 100 yen is worth $1 US. In America, $1 can get you roughly 1 liter of milk, maybe even more. In Japan, a dollar can probably get you a half liter of milk. So for this milk example, $1 in Japan doesn't go as far as $1 in the US. So the Wikipedia article that I saw on median incomes, it was using purchasing power parity, PPP, to talk about US dollars, or actually it wasn't even US dollars, it was international dollars, a made-up dollar. What? So yeah, it's called the Gary Kamas dollar, more commonly known as the international dollar, and it's a hypothetical unit of currency that has the same purchasing power parity that the US dollar had in the United States at a given point in time. It shows how much a local currency unit is worth within the country's borders. It is used to make comparisons both between countries and over time. So yeah, the figures for median household income that I was using was taking into account PPP and international dollars, and if you look at this table, households in Japan can buy less. Now the thing is, any figures I would have thrown up into the video were going to be wrong. And there's a couple of reasons for this. One is that the stats are always changing. So from 2013, which a stat from Japan was from, versus in Canada, I think it was a 2014 stat, and I'm going to show you a stat from 2015 in the United States. Different years, different stats, right? Another thing is that the exchange rate fluctuates so much. So I was trying to convert local currencies into US dollar to try to standardize things, but the currency can fluctuate from 10 to 20% in a year, so that's also not a good measuring stick. But just to be clear, let me tell you the three median household incomes in their local currencies. So in Japan, it's 4,150,000 yen. That was in 2013. At today's dollars, that's 36,000 US. In Canada, I can show you a chart that covers many more years, but let's take 2014, the latest year. It's 78,870 Canadian dollars. In the US, that's $60,000, way more than the Japanese equivalent. But talking about stats, the same source, Statistics Canada, the official stats for Canada, it says 75,700 in 2014. So who knows who to trust, okay? The United States Census Bureau says that in 2015, the median household income there was $55,775. So according to these statistics and my currency conversion rates as of today, Canada has a higher median household income. But if we go back to the previous stats that I showed with the PPP and the international dollar, America is higher. So there you go. Now, one thing I would like to point out that I did put into the video was this chart from The Economist. What this chart is saying is that in comparison to the average income earner in the United States or in Canada, it's a lot easier to buy a house in Japan. To wrap up this whole video, what I can tell you, personal anecdote, is that for me, buying a home in Japan is a lot easier to do than buying a home in Canada. There are many major Canadian cities that I could just not even afford a home anywhere near the city center, whereas in Tokyo, I can. That's what I can tell you from my personal experience. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.